Hey guys, it's Jamie. This video is about my experience of being in a relationship as a trans guy. It's from the very beginning of my relationship, which was pretty much at the very beginning of my transition to now. My girlfriend Sharba and I have been together since November 2011, and this was a few months after I came out as trans, but a couple months before I started testosterone. Sharba does and always has identified as straight. I am the first trans guy that she's been in a relationship with, and she's the first person I've been in a relationship with since I came out and started living as male. Because we were best friends before I transitioned, I never had to deal with coming out to a potential partner as trans. So because we got together very early on in my transition, I was still really struggling with how I felt about myself, and I hadn't accepted the fact that I was trans. And so I was dealing with all of this stuff about how I felt about myself and all like feelings of dysphoria and just being desperate to get on testosterone and all of that stuff. And then being in a relationship, I don't want to make it sound like a bad thing, but it added this extra thing that I had to deal with, and it brought with it a lot of feelings of inadequacy and just not feeling good enough and feeling like Sharba could have done better. And none of this was caused by anything that Sharba did. She was, and it still is, absolutely amazing and one of my biggest supports. But it was just how I felt about myself, and it just, getting into a relationship just coincided with this really difficult time in my transition as well, and that just made it extra hard. And it's not something I really think about because it does make me upset that I used to feel that way, but I definitely don't feel like that anymore. I think something that did make it harder in the beginning as well was how Sharba's family reacted to our relationship. There was a very, very tough period after they found out, and they just didn't accept our relationship. They didn't see me as male, they didn't want us to see each other or be together or even talk to each other, and they thought that Sharba was a lesbian and that we were a lesbian couple basically. And I know it was a hugely difficult time for Sharba because of the way their family was reacting, but thankfully things have gotten substantially better, like they're incomparably better now with her family than they used to be. If you want to go hear the story about that, I will put the link on this side somewhere if you want to go check it out. As a couple, we just discussed boundaries in terms of what kind of questions and topics we were both comfortable with talking about, and we were just very open with each other about things, as well as talking about terminology that we were both happy with using. And I think it was just it really highlighted the whole like communication is key. It was just like talking things through really made it easier, and we worked out how to make each other feel more comfortable about everything, and that really helped. As I progressed in my own transition, I became a lot more comfortable with myself. Getting testosterone and getting top surgery definitely helped with these things. Particularly top surgery, it increased my confidence so much, and it just made me so much more comfortable with myself. But it was also just a kind of progressive increase in positive feelings, I guess, if that makes sense. I stopped feeling inadequate, and I stopped feeling like I wasn't good enough, and I started kind of like believing in myself a bit more. I feel like that's really cheesy, but that's what happened. And it was just great, and it's kind of like, despite there being difficulties with being in a relationship early on, it balanced out to be better. Sharba has been one of my biggest supports throughout my whole transition. She's been there for every single stage. It's so crazy thinking back on. She's been there when I came out, and when I had my first appointments, and just through all the hard times and all the good times, like getting testosterone and having top surgery, and she's just supported me through every single step. And I just feel so lucky to have her in my life, because she really is like so amazing. And more cheese, yeah, I'm sorry. I hope this could help in some way. I just wanted to make it because I get asked a lot about being in a relationship as a trans guy and how I dealt with that, and just sort of the general topics. I thought I would just talk about my experience of it, and just show that things can feel really shitty in the beginning, but things will get better with time, and you will feel better with time, and just Time makes everything better. But no, seriously, it does get better. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye. I also used to overhear conversations every so often about people talking about what gender I was. You know, when you just see people off in the distance and they're like pointing at you and you overhear their conversation. It was like that, yes. Oh my god, no, that's definitely a guy. 100%. No way. Definitely a girl.